But it's
all I
kind
did is watch TV and get inspiration, and now I'm like, I want to do that.
yeah. And today though, I was kind of like, oh, I don't even want to do anything again.
I know.
It was like
I did
not
like
that
a crap ton of stuff, and then like it hit like 4 o'clock, and I was like, oh,
America's Next
Bianca's
Top
coming.
Model.
Alright guys, all you millennial entrepreneurs out there, we're going to talk about vision. And I'm not talking about your eyes. I'm going to talk about seeing stuff a little farther ahead. There's a term that I love. It's called eye of faith. If we think about our eyes, we can only see so much. And knowing my knowledge in like photography, we see a lot more with our eyes when it comes to depth than through a lens. And then the next term is faith, believing in something that we can't see. That's what vision is you can see the nows, all the depth, all the details, and then there's this far off that we have no idea what it is, but we believe in it.
Exactly. So I always think of it, we all have Instagram, we all have Facebook. I mean, we all scroll through it every day, look at these people living these lives that we want to live. And crazy.
Scrollers.
Exactly.
Or trollers.
Scroll dreamers, like, or, you know, what's enviers, basically.
Right.
And when I was younger, I told myself, I'm going to be the president of the United States. And this was when women didn't even run. And I was in 8th grade, and I told myself, I'm going to become the president of the United States when I'm older, like in my 20s. I was like, I'm going to beat the odds. So I had a picture of the White House. Mainly I wanted to be the president because I wanted to live in the White House. That was like the only reason. I didn't really want to run the country. And every day I would work on history, believe it or not, like triple times more, because my vision was I need to know the history of the US and I need to know what's going on in the world to be able to become president. And from there, that became like my best subject. So I got straight A's, and I even thought about being a history teacher at one point in my life. But the whole purpose of that story is I put what I wanted to be up visually in front of me. And you as a photographer probably know that that motivates you, like putting something up in front of you that you want to actually become a reality. Like what do you do for that?
There's multiple things. So I'm an avid golfer. In order to make a golf shot, you have to visualize it before you hit the ball. That's like one of the keys to success in golf. With video, you have to storyboard everything. So you have to draw it out and like think about how you're going to get that shot. Photography, you have to be able to see the light before it's placed upon your subject.
Yep.
But when you come back to like vision and goals, I think it's so vital that people write these things down.
Yep.
Like you said, you had a picture of White House. Me, I have my goal list in my office. Every day I see it and I'm like, all right, I don't have that yet, so I got to get my butt to work.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And in our house right now, my wife and I, we want to travel the world. So we have a big map downstairs. We have a map here. We have Paris here. We have Africa here. Everywhere we go, we have this little subtle reminder saying, hey, you want to travel the world.
Yep.
And that's what you have to do, is you have to have those things, like I mentioned before, those details everywhere.
Yep.
Not just like your subconscious mind has to pick up on it and go, I want to travel the world.
Yeah. Because then you'll work towards it.
Right.
This actually, I'm going to tell a little story about, that just happened yesterday. And my brother, sorry Lucas, and Garrett are in it. But so my brother and Garrett were walking into a car dealership 2 days ago. And when they were walking in, it was Mercedes-Benz. And so my brother said something to my husband and said, yeah, well, Bianca's a dreamer. Like, yeah, like I never know. He said, I never know what's real and what's not. And I wasn't in that conversation, but Garrett told me yesterday while we were traveling back from Texas to Idaho, and he said, yeah, Lucas told me that you're a dreamer, that sometimes you don't know what's real and what's not.
Duh, you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and that's what I said back. And I said, well, what do you mean? And Garrett was like, well, you say things out loud before they happen. And I went total entrepreneur on my husband, and I said, well, if I don't say them out loud, then when will they ever happen? And what I mean by that is I say things before they happen. So if I say I want to be, for example, I've said out loud, I want to be a millionaire by 2016. I've said that to people, actually. Reason being, because if I say it out loud, they're going to laugh at me in a year if I'm not. And so, and if I've said the goal out loud, it becomes more of a reality. And in that moment, am I a millionaire right now? No, but it's a goal that I want to become a reality. And my vision is that it will happen in, who knows, maybe it's not 2016, but if it's in 2017, if I keep saying it out loud and I have it written down. And the reason why I want to become one is not to obtain things, but it's because I want to go do things like, you know, travel the world, like he said. And you do need money to be able to go on to the next level to things. And so, yeah, you may be a crazy dreamer, and yes, Lucas, I may be a dreamer, but the truth is I want you to look back at our life and how many things that I said out loud actually came true. And Garrett can testify the same thing, and I'm sure you can testify the same thing, is that 3 years ago you probably said things out loud that people said were crazy, right? And they would have said, well, I don't believe it. You're a dreamer, you're dumb, that's never gonna happen. Well, I'm sure that some of those things happened, right?
I think that's what's crazy though.
Yeah.
Is because you have like this vision and you think, okay, like you mentioned, this is X amount of time I'm going to become this.
Yep.
And then that opportunity or that thing happens and you're like, I want more.
Yep. Yeah. And then you become the crazier dreamer.
and then everyone's like, what the heck are you doing? Like, that's an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm like,
exactly.
I still got way more time to do this.
Exactly.
And it kind of happened with me recently. I had an opportunity to work somewhere and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been looking forward to this for like 2 years and now it's here. I don't want it. It's not enough.
Yep.
And I think that's what's crazy is like when you think about your visions, they are obtainable. So keep dreaming, keep pushing yourself into that unknown and that unbelief because they will happen. And that's what vision really is pushing to the unbelief to make them a reality.
And vision is seeing it even when you're the only one seeing it, because most of the time people aren't going to believe you. Yeah, I may be the crazy dreamer, you may be the crazy dreamer, but if you see yourself with that actually happening, I promise you there's a 99% chance that it probably will, because it all starts with believing in yourself that you can actually reach your vision.
Yeah, so grab some tunnel vision. And grab that vision or that light at the end of the tunnel and believe in yourself because you're the only one that's going to.
Yep. No one else will, I promise you.